Well, hey everybody, Joy here. This is actually the end of this video you're about to watch. I came up here after lunch with Jerry. He's watching basketball games, and because it's snow and ice outside, it's nasty, so we're inside all day today, which is fine with me. But I was editing all the clips, and I went back to the beginning to make sure that, you know, I didn't leave something there that I was supposed to cut off. And it didn't even say, hey everybody, Joy here. So now you've heard it twice. I wanted to show you I got one little leaf done. I think I started at the very beginning telling you I was working on the Scarecrow. So this is the leaf. So this is the last leaf that I have to make, and I have to make 30 of them. So since I'm ready for a new project, I have about 3 different things I want to start this afternoon. So we'll see, but this is the sample, and I've got to make 29 more. I have several other things I've been doing that I could show you, but this video is too long, and I need to get a video up. How long is this video? Oh my goodness. This video is 1 minute short of an hour. Can you believe it? You guys are probably going to be so bored. This is what we call snippets, okay? Day-to-day things that I do. And yes, I know I have this ratty shirt on. I actually paid for this class a couple years ago. I took some classes in Dallas. Remember, I met my friend Eileen down there, and I put this on earlier today just because it's easy to take off and on, and I wanted to show you my 2 bowling shirts. Look at this. I told you this before, that my blouses keep getting holes in them. I have a brand new one. I think I had worn it once. And I took it out of the dryer and was straightening it out to put it on a hanger, and it had 2 holes in it down here. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 holes down here at the bottom. I can't believe that the buttons, I mean, if I scratch this, look, if I rub it, if I actually try to make a hole, it doesn't catch, it doesn't do anything. I don't know what's doing it. It has to be something here at my belly because that's where all the holes are. So maybe I have one pair of jeans that has a scratchy button or something. Isn't that crazy? I mean, this shirt's just a rag now. But the class was to show you how to do this thing. Was it called sublimation? I think. It feels kind of icky now. But anyway, you put this on there with a heat press, and that's what we did that day. So I'm not dressed up for you right now because it's snowing outside. Well, it's not snowing now, but it has. And before it snowed, it rained, and you know how that just makes solid ice on the ground. And so Jerry and I have learned when it's solid ice on the ground, you don't leave the house. And what time is it? I have a new thing, you guys. I have a new thing, and I'm sure it's already happened. My nephew told me that you don't have to go to Walmart to buy your groceries. He said there's an app, and you just go there and you say, I want celery, and I want radishes, and I want hamburger, and I want tomatoes, and I want blah, blah, blah. And they'll bring it to you and put it on your front doorstep. And I said, no, they won't. I said, that's not right. I said, you go there and they'll bring it out to your car, and the sign says pick up, and you park there and they bring it out. He said, no, Aunt Joy. My wife has done this for years. He said they even bring it to a campground when we are camping somewhere. All the groceries in a bag. So I went to Walmart.com and I signed up. It's a price, I don't know, $89 a year or something, which is well worth it. And I am on, when it gets here, which is supposed to be here before 3, and it's almost 3, I'm on my 3rd huge supply of groceries. I mean, it can be ink pens, it can be office supplies, it can be cutting boards, it can be clothing, it can be anything that's in the Walmart store. And they will bring it to you for free if you pay that yearly fee. And it's just, well, you know, we pay a yearly fee to Amazon. What's the difference? And Amazon comes here almost every day because it's so easy, and I love that it comes right to your front door. So now my groceries are coming to the front door, so I've got to get downstairs in my ratty holy blouse and go and pack my groceries. But if you stay with me, I'll show you how I make a couple of bowling shirts. Right here. I changed to my strawberry Sundae quilt up here in my upstairs sewing room, where I have finished 3 whole leaf sets for my snow. I call him a snowman all the time. I've got all the leaves. I have all 3 sets of leaves here in this storage box. I have one more leaf to do called the tiny leaf blocks, and I have all of the fabrics set aside that I have to cut. All of these and all of those, and I already have all of the itty bitties cut right there to make those leaves. Then when I get done with that, I get to start making the Scarecrow himself. So I am super excited that I've gotten that far. And out here, where the sailboat usually lives, I've put up my hearts. Out here, where the sailboat usually lives, I've put up my Edita Sitar hearts. Edita Sitar. She makes the cutest quilts. I don't like everything she does. There's a lot of her quilts I think, ew, I don't like that one at all. But most of them I just love. And I am starting another one downstairs. And I have the first, it was a block of the month, but it's not now. But you can buy it. And so I did the first block of the first month. And it is gorgeous. Let me go downstairs and show you that. I just left upstairs to come down here to show you my new block of the month Edita Sitar Laundry Basket Quilts project. The block of the month thing is all over, and evidently she didn't do videos for each month. There's just one little video where she shows you how to make one part of it. But I'm going to tell you something. If y'all have been quilting forever, and you always cut out all of your own pieces for the quilt, don't do it anymore. I don't think I'm going to ever do it again. This block of the month, the name of it, let me see, hold on folks. This was 2024, and for some reason I missed it or I just didn't like it. But it's called Blizzard. This is the quilt. The picture gives it totally nothing of an idea of how absolutely gorgeous it is. I wasn't at all interested if I ever saw it, probably because of all the triangles. And I thought, oh, I did that Alaska ruler thing before and I hated it and I don't want to do all those triangles. But here's a whole new world. Isn't there some kind of song about that? This is called Blizzard. And look what it is. It is a pre-cut. Oh my goodness. I don't care how much more they charge to pre-cut it for you. I don't care how much longer it takes to get it. I don't care. It was such a pleasure, an absolute pleasure, to take out the little bag of whatever block. I did block 1. I had block 2 out ready to put together someplace. So see, this one's block 11. So all of the pieces are already cut and they're in the little bag. And the best part is, can you see through the bag? All of the little points are cut off. What do they call them? The elephant ears or the rabbit ears or something? They're all cut off already. So they line up perfectly with each other. And you just sew. You want to see the first one I made? I am so proud of me. It turned out so good. Also, let me tell you this. For those of you who may do Laundry Basket Quilts. For those of you who may want to try this, the box had templates in it. They aren't the thick fiberglass templates, but they're plastic, and they're plenty strong. They're not paper. And these came with it. I put the numbers and the letters on them. But it doesn't say on her website. It does now because I called and complained about it. It didn't say that templates were already in the box. So I ordered more templates for $50. And when I found out these were already in the box, I called and I complained. So I sent the templates back and they're supposed to credit me. Not these templates, the $50 templates. So this has been a joy to do. I have actually another quilt of hers that I've had for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years. And of course I won't remember the name of it. Phylly made it and cut out the pieces to it. And I am sure that mine are pre-cuts in it because it came in a big box like this. And it's in this house somewhere. And if I had known it was going to be this much fun and this easy, I would have made it a long time ago. The name will come to me eventually, you know it always does. This is called Blizzard. Now hold on, I'm going to go get the first, it was called the first month block of the month, but of course that's all over with. That was last year. All of the months, everything's in the box now. So let me go get it so you can see how gorgeous it is. Let me get my face covered up. Check it out, my friends. Check out those points. I bet you can find one on there that's not totally exactly perfect, but most of them are. Isn't it gorgeous? And of course, you know I love blue in my quilts like she does. So this was number 1. And look at the back, how it's pressed. All pressed open. Oh, I'm just so proud of me for doing this. I did one of her blocks of the month before. Years ago, I did it with my friend Avondra. Avondra has since passed. She got cancer, much younger than me, 10, 15 years younger, and died of cancer. I was so sad. And she finished that. I don't remember what it was called now, but you made it with that Alaska ruler, and she finished hers, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And mine somewhere it needs to be finished too. But I didn't do this kind of good work. I tried. Heaven knows I tried. So I've got a lot of blue and white quilts. And now that's the next issue. What have I been doing? I've been trying to find a ladder that you can put on stairs. And so you can have one leg of the ladder down here on a stair and the other leg of the ladder up here on the stairs, and then it can go way up high, like 10 feet high. So I can hang my quilts on the high walls going up the stairs. If you all know anything about that, will you please tell me? If you have a tool, an item, I've seen 2 different things. I saw one thing that you just, my Phylly book, you just sit it like this, and it has a short leg and a long leg. And so you can sit it between, I don't know, 3 or 4 steps. And then the top has a base on it, and you put your ladder on it and lean it up against the wall, like that, see? I don't know about that. And then there's some others where the ladder itself can be short on one side and long on the other side. And you set it on the stairs, and then you have to climb up it, but then you're kind of sideways trying to put things on the wall. Now let me know if you know about that, because that's going to be my next purchase, I think. I got a green dolly for Christmas, and I think for Valentine's Day when I asked for a ladder. We'll see how it goes. I cut out 2 blouses yesterday. My Surefit Designs. For some reason, my belly just seems to be living a life of its own. My arms don't change, my legs don't change, my head doesn't change, but my belly. So I put on 3 or 4 blouses this morning because I'm going to go see Phylly in a little bit. We're going to meet for lunch. And they could button, I could button them, but they were snug. you know, I couldn't pull out any ease, and they were woven. And I thought, what, they fit me in the shoulders, the buttons were fine, they fit me in the chest, but the belly. So I decided yesterday to cut out 2 new blouses, and I added 1 inch to the ease on the side seams. Because I want the waist darts to be in the front, and I want the waist darts to be in the back, but still for there to be enough ease for it to not touch me. You know what I mean? So this is 1, and this is 2. And so I have them both cut out, and I have them both here by one of my sewing machines, and I thought, Joy, what were you thinking? Why didn't you use 2 fabrics that you can sew together with the same spool of thread? I know! But right now I need to leave because I've got to get up to Tulsa Hills to meet Phylly for lunch. We haven't seen each other since the day she opened the presents and had glitter all over herself, remember? I haven't seen her since then. So she's feeling like herself again. She's feeling good. The weather's kind of rainy and kind of cloudy, but we don't care. We're gonna meet at Cracker Barrel, and I'll be back after a while. Hey, guess what day it is now? Yeah, you'll have to, because I don't even know. Let me think. Thursday. It's Thursday, and it's February something. I have a calendar in here now. Let me see. February 6, 2025. I just got a calendar. Last week I was at Hobby Lobby, or the week before, whenever I last saw Phylly, and I bought calendars and they were full price. Went there today with Phylly and the calendars were 75% off. So I bought 1 more calendar. So now I have a calendar in here. You know, when you have half a dozen sewing rooms, you have to have a lot of calendars. I am in the midst now of making 2 blouses. One lady said they look like golf shirts, so I guess we'll call them golf shirts. One is going to be that material, and the other one's going to be this material. They're Surefit Designs, button up the front shirts. One has short sleeves, one has long sleeves, and then I'll have 2 new shirts to wear since spring is right around the corner. Boy, I hope it's right around the corner. So you will never ever guess what Phylly gave me for Christmas. Now, you know, Phylly got sick at Thanksgiving, and she was sick for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then she got a sinus infection. First she had the flu, then she had a sinus infection. So she's only been feeling good for about a week now. She was back to normal Phylly today. I'll show you a picture and you'll see. Back to normal Phylly. So she brought me my Christmas present. I just immediately thought, oh my goodness, take that Christmas present I gave you and just give it to the Goodwill or something. Phylly had to spend months and months and months making me this. Phylly is a really, really good purse maker. She actually used to teach a class years ago in Oklahoma City at one of the sewing stores. She used to teach a class on making some purse or tote or something. But she made 2, like I'm making 2 blouses. She made 2 of these Annie bags. One for her and one for me. So I'll show you a picture right here. That was us at breakfast this morning, and we had a very nice waitress named Amanda. And I asked her, I said, would you mind taking a picture of us before we leave? She said, no problem. So she said, why don't you come over here by the fireplace and I'll take your picture. So she took about 4 different shots. Thank goodness. You could tell, you know, the woman knows how to take pictures. I said, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That'd have been my husband. We may not have had heads. We may not have had legs. No, I shouldn't say that. Jerry's learned. He's learned over the years. And he's gotten much, much better. So I shouldn't say that. But, you know, used to be. Used to be. Your head might come to here. Here down, you'd have a picture. So I'm going to show you. You saw the purses in the picture. Let me show it to you up close. Just the handle. The handle alone would have taken me 2 weeks. The first thing you have to know is Phylly has much fancier machines than I have. I don't even remember the name of this thing, but it's the newest. It's not a serger. It's a cover stitch machine, so I guess it's the first cover stitch machine by Baby Lock. It has some name, but I can't remember the name. I think it starts with an A. I'm not sure. Me and names these days. But she has this new cover stitch, and this new cover stitch makes the most amazing stitches. Let me see if I can hold it close enough you can see the stitching. I'll put my head back here. Can you see the stitching? So this new cover stitch machine, which I haven't purchased because I couldn't imagine why I would want one when I've already got two cover stitch machines. But this new cover stitch machine, I wish I could think of the name of it. I'll post it here, so y'all can look it up. But it has these zigzag teeth that crisscross each other like this. And so it's sewing, 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 and while it is, these crisscross things are crossing the thread back and forth. So it makes these amazing stitches. This is so, so, so pretty. Here inside you can see the other side of the stitch from the front side. She's got it stuffed with that rubbery stuff. It's not fleece. It's not, it might be called Pellon something or other, I don't know, but it's more like spongy stuff. So this is stuffed with it, and this is everything stuffed with that. The handle isn't stuffed with anything, but I'm sure it's interfaced because it's very sturdy and quality. And then she got all of the little holdy-onny tools and the zippers and everything. Oh my goodness. I was just shocked. Happy shocked when she gave this to me. Look at the zippers. Inside, there's a pocket there, and then there's this meshy stuff over here. And the meshy stuff wasn't even in the pattern. Phylly just put it herself because she's super amazing. So isn't that nice? And then out here is a pocket for your cell phone. And then here's a zipper pocket, which you could put your keys in or whatever. I think she said she put her keys in it. But she carries hers like this, and it's an adjustable handle. But I'm going to do mine like this. Is that called a crossbody? Like that. Wow. Boy, I tell you, I'm going to have to up my game if I'm going to stay friends with Phylly. She's making me look bad. Wow. Just amazing. Look at the perfection of the zipper and the perfection of the binding. Just, oh, and she put this little, hers has a rotary cutter here hanging on it, and mine has the mat, but she didn't have a big enough clip, this little clippy jewelry clip, to hook around the zipper, so she had to sew it on. But I'm going to go upstairs and change it and put a bigger one, and then I will get one for her too. But fun, fun, fun time with Phylly today. We had breakfast at Cracker Barrel, and Cracker Barrel was really nice. There was probably, I don't know, maybe 8 tables with people at them. And so half the restaurant was empty and quiet, and we sat right by the window, and right outside you can see all the rocking chairs, you know. And we sat right there, and we just laughed and laughed and talked, and we always just have the best time. Then, of course, because where we go, where we meet, because, you know, she lives here and I live here, and then we drive, and we meet at that one place. So that one place, the only place there is there to shop is a Hobby Lobby. So, of course, we went to Hobby Lobby. So I'll come back after a while and I'll show you what Phylly made me buy at Hobby Lobby that I wasn't going to buy, and I didn't even know I needed it, but now I have it. So I'll come back and show you that. So picture this. I meet Phylly at Cracker Barrel. Phylly has not given me my Christmas present yet because she was sick since Thanksgiving, as I told you. So she comes in with this bag. And I just go on and on about the ribbon because I think it's so, so pretty. And I told her that could be my present because I love it. And and we're sitting at a table at Cracker Barrel in a restaurant. So I pull out paper number 1 and glitter starts falling like rain all over the, here it is here. It's falling, falling, falling. I said, Phylly, what did you do? This has glitter on it. She said, you bet it has glitter on it. She said, I sprayed it with hairspray and poured glitter and sprayed it with more hairspray and poured more glitter. This has come home from Cracker Barrel and I just put the paper back in it and it's still got glitter everywhere. So I told Phylly, hold up this paper so I can show everybody what you've done. So check out this picture of Phylly cracking up laughing because she got glitter all over me like I got glitter all over her. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my last video. We will have to vacuum it a little bit to get the glitter on it. Oh, do you just love this? By the way, I didn't tell you, but this is some bag. I don't know its particular name. But you know, there's this website, this company called Buy, B-Y, Annie, A-N-N-I-E, Buy Annie. And her whole business is all different kinds of purses and bags. Becky over at Power Tools with Thread, she just made one for her laptop, to carry her laptop in. And hers turned out really, really nice too. And I don't know what one this is, but whatever it is. Oh, it's got a magnet too, so it magnetizes. Oh, I love it. I feel like wearing it around the house and carrying my bobbins in it or something. There was something else I was going to show you. Oh yes, what Phylly made me buy. Hold on, I've got to go get that because I forgot to bring it in here. So here's what it is. I love puzzles, but I don't do the kind of puzzles like these kind of puzzles where there's 10,000 little pieces and you have to stick them all together. I don't do puzzles like that. I don't know if I've ever done a whole one in my whole life by myself. Jerry's mom, this retirement home place that she stayed in before she died, they had a table there and there was always some kind of puzzle on it that you could sit down and put the puzzle pieces together if you wanted to. I tried a few times. Maybe I found 3 puzzle pieces. I finally gave up. But Phylly does them all the time. All the time. So I figured if Phylly did them, and since they were on sale today, maybe I should try to do one. So she came over and she showed me the puzzle that she picked. And she showed me this one. And I loved it because it reminds me of me when I was young. Because this is what life was like, you know, back in the olden days when I was young. When I was a teenager, this is what life looked like. So I told her, I said, oh my goodness, I think I could do that one. So we went down to where she got the puzzles from. I was looking at something else, but we went down to where she got the puzzles and I started looking at them. So I told her I wanted to do this one because I thought, you know, it had different colors and different things that maybe, just maybe, I could do 1,000 pieces. 1,000? Then I found this one. And I don't know what it is about this one, but it's super cute. My sister loves peanuts, and I'd love to give this to her, but I don't think she sees good enough that she could do it. But look at this one, how it is. This one is like, this is a puzzle. See how it's raised on the front? And it is, this is flat, and then this is raised. It's a puzzle put together with the puzzle pieces. See it? And so this one is actually 12 different puzzles, each one a different character. And I showed it to Phylly and I said, do you think I could do this one? I said, it says it has colors, so you can pick out the pieces by color for each character. She said, Joy, I think you need to start with that. So I'm going to start with this one. But then I have a hard time remembering all of the United States. Goodness. So here's this, oh, here you can see it from the front, both sides. So I want to take this apart and put it back together several times so I can remember where the states are located. Let's open it up and see what it looks like. Let's open it up and see what it looks like inside. How big the pieces are. How many pieces is it? 55 piece. I think I can do 55 piece. Probably each state is by itself. I think I can do that. I think I can do Snoopy, and I think I can do the states. We shall see. I want to make it stay together though. Come apart. Oh my God! So look at how big the pieces are, you guys. I love it. I have to make myself do it without looking at the picture and see if I can remember where everything is. Only look, that's not a whole state. That's just part of a state, or the ocean or something. Well, these others are states. I don't know. Oh, that's part of a sign. That's a sign, Klein, see? United States. Yeah, I think I'll start with that one tonight. I'm all alone because Sideburns isn't here. So I'll have to figure out a surface in the house, what I can use to make my puzzle. How big is this? This is 30 inches by 18 inches. So maybe the kitchen table. So I'll start with that, and then I'll do this, and then I'll know what I'm doing. Oh, there's glitter everywhere, you guys. Phylly! Oh, she just thought she was so clever. Did you see that look on her face? I bet they're still wiping up glitter in that restaurant we were at when I gave her gift. Oh my goodness. So now I have to do that. So I've got to make my 2 bowling shirts. And then tonight, when I get through with my shirts and it's quiet and it's dark and nobody's here working on the barn today. I don't know why. But then I can play with one of my puzzles. So that's what I'm doing. What are you doing today? Good morning, my friends. I was going to make a video clip this morning to finish the video I'm working on upstairs because it was so quiet. Nobody was here. Jerry isn't here. Nobody was out working on the barn. Nobody showed up yesterday. I assumed nobody was going to show up today. So just as I was finishing my mascara, I heard noises. I thought, why does it sound like men talking? Where would the men be talking at? Why can I hear men talking? So then I looked out the window. There must be 12 men outside with shovels and picks and heaven only knows what all. And so they're digging up the ground, getting ready to put the new driveway in. But it's kind of quiet here in this corner. This is my mirror. The lady across the street, who's the mother of the lady that owned this house before we did, came over and she said, "Oh, that's the mirror I bought my daughter." I said, "I know, she left it here. I asked her if she wanted it, and she said she didn't." She said, "Well, that's an absolutely perfect place for it." So I don't know about that, but it's perfect for me. I'm getting ready to go try on my 2 bowling blouses, and yes, suddenly my tops all seem to be too tight. Oh my, what's that about? I'll tell you, it doesn't help that Phylly gave me half a dozen or more sugar cookies that she baked the other day. Oh, I think I ate 3 of them yesterday, and I've had 1 today already. No wonder my clothes are shrinking. I'm going to try to contact my nephew and find out if he plans on coming in here while I'm naked trying on these 2 tops. So if nobody's coming, I'm going to stand here in front of this mirror and try on my 2 new bowling shirts. I've been trying to figure out what I could do maybe to the sleeves so they wouldn't look like bowling shirts according to one of my subscribers. If you're the one that said that to me, you know who you are. I thought maybe I could change the sleeves a little bit, or, you know, I can't do a whole lot because it's already cut out and almost made. I thought maybe I could put a ruffle. Well, the only thing about ruffles is I hate ruffles. I feel like a clown in ruffles. I have never been the ruffle type. When I was in first grade, I never forget how ugly I felt. I thought I was the ugliest little girl in the class, and there were these two girls. Do I still remember their names? Peggy Browning and Mary Jo Bearcloth. Can you believe that? First grade. They both had tons of hair, and they would either have two pigtails or they would have one ponytail and ribbons and bows and cute. You had to wear dresses back then, and the fanciest little ruffles and bows and ribbons and the cutest clothes, and I was just super, super plain Jane. But I really was super, super plain Jane. I still am. But back then, you know, when you're a little girl, it's like, why don't I look like that? Why don't I have hair like that? Why don't I have ribbons like that? Why don't I have pretty dresses like that? And cute little shoes and socks, you know the deal. But why am I even saying that? Oh, because that was first grade, this is grade 1000, and I like them on other people, and some women are just, sometimes I just talk to the Lord. I was just talking to him the other day, and it was a young man, and I don't remember who it was, and I said, Lord, look what you made. Look what you made. He's gorgeous. Look at his hair. Look at his shoulders. Look at how he stands. Look at his teeth. Look at how he smiles. Look at, oh, how smart he is. I don't have any idea who it was. And I said, you just must be so proud of yourself. And I do that when I watch TV, and we'll be watching something on all the birds in the world, or all the insects in the world, or all the butterflies in the world. And I'll just go, Lord, you must have just had the best time. It's like you have a supernatural paintbrush, and you just imagine the most beautiful colors and the most beautiful shapes, and then you put them in this little bird. I mean, this little bird, got like more feathers and more things sticking out than he even is the size of. It's just amazing to me what God has done. How anybody can say they don't believe in God? I don't know. The Bible says if you say there is no God, you're a fool, and I agree with that. I would never say anything like that. No. I'm just telling you what the Bible said. Okay, so I'm going to try to talk to my nephew who's outside running machines around, getting them out of those other people's way. And I'm going to see what's going on. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to try on, before I finish them, the 2 bowling shirts. I'll be back. I imagine the light isn't very good. Let me just do, this is my first try on. The facing is just pinned. You remember how I do the facing? See, it's attached. No seam, I didn't sew it on, it's attached. So I just have it folded in and pinned. So I'm checking to see, is there enough ease? I added an extra 3/4 inch of ease on each side. I've decided I like more ease. Oh, I got a phone here. It'll have buttons and buttonholes down the front. Do I like the V? Sometimes I don't like the V. And I have a wide enough facing that I can take it in deeper, or I could take an arrow, I could do a 1/4 inch seam instead of 5/8. I could do a 1/2 inch seam. And I could change the V. So I want to make sure I liked the V. Is it too low in the front? It only crosses over 3/4 inch. That's more like it. So it leaves you room to wear a little necklace if you want to, which I hardly ever wear. You know why I don't like to wear necklaces? Because they always hang crooked on me. Because of my low shoulder, my necklace always hangs like this on me. So what I'd have to do is walk around with my left leg bent all day long so my necklace would hang straight. That can't work. So I like the neck. I hate it touching my neck. I hate a collar. You know, that's something I could do is put a collar on it. It might not look so much like a bowling shirt, but I don't know. To me, it's the print, you know, that makes it pretty. It's the print that makes it pretty and the fact that it fits. And the other one is blue. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to sew this on for real and put the sleeves in. Then I'll come back and show it to you again. How about that? So I thought I'd show you this cool facing I do with Surefit Designs. You see here how this is the facing, and it's interfaced already with my Palmer and Plesh sheer interfacing. And the only part you have to sew is the V-neck and the back. The front is already there. Remember, you just draw it on and extend the front. So it's got the button extension. It's got the center already done. This is done, finished. All I have to do is put buttons and buttonholes on both sides. So all I have to do is sew the V-neck and the back neck. So I'm just going to bring it around this big facing. I hope you can see. Oh no, we can't see what you can see until we edit. I can see a little bit. So you fold the front backwards, line up the V-neck, pin it, 5/8 inch, little bite. Now, as I said when I was in front of the mirror, I could take this in just 1/4 inch. If I decided, I don't want it that deep, you know, it could be cut to my waist and you wouldn't see any cleavage. That isn't a problem. But still, you don't want your V-neck when you're a granny, you know, to be too low. So, I could, if I took 1/4 inch instead of 5/8 inch, that would give me another whole 1/2 inch rise in how high the neck came up. The center front came up. You understand? I hope that makes sense. Now at the shoulder, I always iron the garment seam to the front. Everybody else in the world will tell you to iron it to the back. I don't. Somebody told me, and I think it was Linda Lee, that if you fold this to the front instead of the back, you don't get this dent. See how you get the dent here? It's at the back on mine. But usually the dent is on the front because they always tell you to iron that seam allowance to the back. I don't. I iron it to the front because I want a dented back shoulder, not a dented front shoulder. See? So I'm going to match up these two seam lines. The facing goes toward the back because I want to butt this up like you do quilt blocks. So one seam allowance goes one way and one seam allowance goes the other way. I don't have extra lights set up in here, so I'm really hoping I can make this so you can see it. Pin it in the ditch, then go to the other side. I do both sides and then I do the back. I come up to the shoulder. The garment is pressed toward the front. The facing is pressed toward the back. I'm going to butt them up on this side. Now, did I take my low shoulder adjustment? No, I did not. Sometimes I don't. I could right now if I wanted to. I've got to stop and think. Do I want to lower this 1/2 inch? Actually, it'd be 1/4 inch because 1/4 and 1/4 is a half. Do I want to do that? I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But if I do, I will sew this 1/4 inch and then I will lower under the arm 1/2 inch. Should I do it just so you can see? Let me do it just so you can see. What it will do is it will make the bottom of it hang more level. Between the ground and the bottom of my blouse, it'll be more level if I fix this shoulder. But in a bowling shirt, can't get that out of my mind. Let me show you how you do it. Now make sure you're doing your low shoulder. Let me see, which one's my low shoulder? This one. This is my low shoulder here, 1/2 inch lower. So I'm going to unpin this here. I want to show you how you do this if you have a low shoulder. I always cut both shoulders out the same. Can you see right here okay? I think you can see right here okay. So which one was my low shoulder? Don't get them mixed up or you'll really have a mess. Right side out, if I was putting the blouse on, this is my low shoulder. Right here. My right shoulder is 1/2 inch lower than my left shoulder. So this is already sewn. It's going to have a 5/8 inch seam. So I'm going to mark where the 5/8 inch seam is. Not that anybody asked, but just in case. Now, I don't do this just on Surefit Designs. I do this on everybody's design. All commercial patterns, all indie patterns. My shoulder's the same, no matter whose pattern I'm making, right? So I've marked the 5/8 inch. Now, I want to come down 1/4 inch because I'm going to have a 1/4 inch on the back and a 1/4 inch on the front, and a 1/4 plus a 1/4 is a 1/2. Okay? Why did I put the seam allowance? Because I'm not going to make the seam allowance go extra. If I started over here and I went out to a 1/2 inch on the seam allowance, right there, by the time I got to the end, that would be over 3/8 inch. So I draw a 1/2 inch. I can't see the seam allowance. I draw a 1/4 inch, not a 1/2 inch. Oh, I've got one of these rulers. You can't see the 1/4 inch mark. That's irritating, isn't it? So a 1/4 inch there on the 5/8 inch area. 1/4 inch there. If I don't, it's going to be more than a 1/4 inch, and you don't want that. I hope everything makes sense. Then I'm going to do a 1/4 right there. That's the edge of my shoulder. That's my shoulder bone. And then I'm going to go from there over here to my neck. To my neck. This is my neckline. And I got it a little high. Isn't it lower over there by your neck? No. My neck is the same. See? That's where I'm going to sew. I'm going to go over there and sew that right now. But before I do, I'm going to come here to the bottom of the armhole. You know, it's only 1/2 inch, and most people looking at you when you're wearing something are going to say, look at that 1/2 inch difference on one side than the other. So I'm going to mark this with this pen. So I know that I have not cut that out yet. I need to know I haven't cut that down yet. But before I put the sleeve in, I'm going to cut that bottom of that armhole a 1/2 inch. Why not a 1/4 inch? Because that's just one layer. This isn't 2 layers, it's just one. It's not a front and a back, it's just the side. But the top is a front and a back, so it's going to be a 1/4. Oh, I do hope that makes sense, my darlings. Let me go do that. Then I'm going to pin my facing all the way around like I showed you. And then I'm going to sew it. And then I'm going to come back and show it to you. Let me show you another thing I do when I'm sewing these necklines. I always take a styling curve and I line it up to the very, very front. And I draw with a friction marker the 1/2 inch or the 5/8 inch. I did 1/2 inch on this. Because once you get down here, there's no place to line up to the 1/2 inch, and you can get off. And you can end up with one side higher than the other one. And I can't stand that. So I've got my 1/2 inch mark on the point there, and I've got my 1/2 inch mark on the point there, and I have it all sewn. See here, the front's already done, didn't have to sew it. Back neck, V-neck, and the front's already done. So now I'm just going to go serge that off. Then I'm going to understitch it to the facing. Then I'm going to turn it to the back side, and then I'm going to be ready for buttons and buttonholes. Now, since I did this a 1/2 inch, I could do the next one a 1/4 inch. They wouldn't be exactly like. I gotta figure out something to do. I trimmed just a tiny, tiny sliver because I only did 1/2 inch. So I trimmed off about 1/8 of an inch from my seam, sewing the facing to the garment. Then I clipped the seam allowance, like I've shown you many times. Then I pressed the seam allowance toward the facing. Then I stitched it with a zigzag all the way around. Why zigzag? Because you went to all that trouble to do all that clipping, and I figure a zigzag leaves room for it to spread out, you see. Have a good iron, and always iron as you go. Now see, if I did a good job, these points here at the center front, this point will be the exact same distance as the point on the other side from the bottom. But you took it up at the shoulder. Yeah, but that's at the shoulder. The shoulder's at the side seam. So if these two line up perfect, then I know I got it right, and they do. See? So now you can try it on again. Try it on, try it on. What's your best mannequin? Your best mannequin is your own body. And of course I have this shirt on under it, which isn't good, but I want to show you how nice it looks. So we're ready for buttons and buttonholes. How about that? Well, it's another Monday, my friends. Today is February 10, and it's a foggy, really cold Monday, and I've decided I'm going to work in this room today. I have 3 projects to do. I have to make a blouse out of this really quick to go with something I made yesterday. I'll show that to you after a while. And then I've still got these 2 floating around, and I'm trying to think of a way to make them not look like bowling shirts. I think I probably already told you that 10 times. So I'm going to work on that. I'm thinking of a plan. Now, you should plan on the style of your shirt before you ever cut it out. That would be a real good idea. But if you've gotten to this point where all that's left is the buttons and the buttonholes and the hem, then you can do something with the hem. Maybe you could add a collar or a ruffle or some embroidered something or other. I don't know. But I'm going to work on that today. And then I'm going to make something out of this because I made the prettiest thing. Accidentally. Total accidentally. I made the prettiest thing. And so, what do all the YouTubers say? If you'll stay till the end, I don't care if you stay till the end. I mean, I do. It'd be nice and it helps. What else do they say? It helps my channel. It helps my channel if you subscribe. It helps if you leave a thumbs up. It helps if you watch the commercials. It helps if you stay to the end. Is there anything else that helps? And what helps means is you make more money, okay? YouTube, if you get all of these things that make it look like somebody likes your channel, then they'll show your channel. Like if somebody searches sewing video, they might think, oh, Joy Bernhardt got 10 comments, let's show hers. So that's what help my channel means, in case you didn't know. But you watch if you want to and don't if you don't, okay? But this is a fabric I think I got from Peggy Sager's. I started writing where I got fabric from on the boards, but I didn't on this one. But I'm pretty sure this has little tiny snowballs on it. See the snowballs? They're like 3D snowballs. Okay, I just popped in to show you a miracle of miracles. Enjoy sewing skills. Would you check out the front of this blouse? I'm just pinning it together. I curved the hem. That was my big thing that I did here, was I curved the hem. But now I'm pinning it together just to see how I like it and to figure out where the first button goes here. Hopefully you can see it. Center front. Perfect, perfect match on the leaves. It looks like it doesn't even cross over at the center front. So, and there's my curved hem. That's not fun to do. That's not fun to do at all because hemming it up is not easy. But I used Glenda Sparling's curve on the Surefit Designs shirt pattern, and her curve comes straight across the side seam, so it's easy to hem the side seams over here. But then you still have this curve, and her curve is a pretty deep curve. I think I like Peggy Sager's curve better. But I just had to show you. Well, I should say, oh yes, I measured for days with my calculator and my ruler. No, I did nothing. All I did was just lay the pattern down and cut it out. And the whole center front matches. What fun is that? I'm putting on bowling shirt number 1. Oh my goodness. I looked up bowling shirts. I am telling you, I don't know why somebody told me that my tops look like bowling shirts. I may have been looking at the wrong website. I don't know, but I didn't see any bowling shirts that look anything. Watch out here before I trip. Anything like this. Or the next one. Bowling shirt number 2 is even cuter. So, how I changed this one from a bowling shirt was I put a rounded front and a rounded back. And my blue buttons. And I love it. I just love it. To me, because of the fabric, it doesn't look like any other shirt I've ever made. And I am going to wear it today. I did not take the tucks in the front on this one. I could, there's room, and I might. But I didn't take the tucks in the front. The next one I did. Oops, I got some thread back here. Oh. Whew. Yeah. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to change a pair of pants first. You know those pants that I've been making, all the different colors, and I use Kona cottons for them? They're just so baggy. I thought, well, pants are really much bigger now, but they're just too baggy. I can't handle the bagginess. So I'm going to take the pants in on both sides of the leg, right here. These, believe it or not, are 15 years old at least, maybe longer. And they say they're a size 12. I'm keeping them forever because I love the color of them. They're like jeans. The brand was New York or something. I'm sure that's wrong. I'll be back. So this is bowling shirt number 2 and the pants. Now I have taken in this leg right here. This one's the same as it was. See how baggy it is? And this is a narrow pair of pants, the pattern that I used. And so I took this one in probably 1 inch here and in here if you added it all together. And I think they look much. Of course, this is, you know, Kona cotton. And there's only about, oh, I'd say 2 inches ease there now. This one's got like 20 inches of ease. How did I get down to 2? Must have taken more than 2 inches. No, that'd be about right. So I'm going to do this one the same way. And then I'll probably take all those others out of the closet and do them. But what do you think about bowling shirt number 2? Totally different. I took the waist darts in the front. I probably called them tucks on the other one. They're darts, waist darts. This one has a straight hem. The other one was curved. Same exact pattern pieces that I cut out. Exactly the same, except I didn't have enough for a long sleeve on the blue one. This one came out too long for me. It came out like down here. It's supposed to be a 3/4 sleeve, and that actually would be, but I don't like mine. I like mine more just under the elbow. So I did an invention. And I added a little elastic, 1/4 inch elastic here and here and here and here. And I pulled it real tight and zigzagged over it. And I love what it did. I thought, you know, I can always take it out. So I love my little gathery sleeves now. This is the back. Are these just gigantic or what? Oh yes, much better. And this has got grease. I go over to Jerry's barn and you don't know what you're going to get on you over there. These need to go in the washer actually. So after I finish the other leg, I will put these in the washer and hang up this shirt. And look at what I did on the front. Now you tell me a bowling shirt on the planet that has these kind of buttons on it. These buttons are hard to deal with. They're super cheap. They feel like, they don't even feel like good plastic. They're really, I don't know what they're made of. But they're like corrugated. little bumpy things all on the front, and they're like a little boob, and so can you see they're 3D? So I thought there's no bowling shirt gonna have those on it. So I put them on this blouse. Now, I do something that a whole bunch of other people are gonna tell you is wrong. And I've told you this before, but I have a lot of new people, and welcome aboard, whoever you are. A lot of people will tell you that the buttonholes are supposed to go vertical. I hate vertical buttonholes because your blouse can slide up and down on them. I mean, look how wide the buttonhole is to get this huge button in. I like mine horizontal. That way your blouse doesn't move. It stays put all day long and the hems line up at the bottom. This other lady that says that's totally completely wrong, the bottom of her center front is never even. One's always higher than the other one. I think that looks terrible. She thinks this looks terrible. To each their own. You sew yours on the diagonal if you want to. You know what? That might be cute. So, I love both my bowling shirts, and I don't know who cares. And if I go bowling, I'm not going to wear them because it'd be kind of hard to bowl in a top like this. Jerry and I used to bowl 1,000 years ago when we were young. He was really, really good. He could bowl almost perfect. I was terrible, but it was still fun. I love this. I think it's really cute. I told you I'm going to try to put some quilts up today. I think I'll put that in my next video because I've been trying to make this snippet video for, goodness, 3 weeks, I think. What's today? Today's February 12, 2025. And I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll be back when I'm back.